Hey guys, Hod here. So today I wanted to take a little look at some replays of a few Dota matches that I played over the past few days, and I think I might have found a really big component of what separates players at my skill level with the new ranks around low legend, old ranks 3.5k, to people of just a little bit higher around 4k to 4.5k, and these are the people in the ancient tier with the new ranking system. So on screen you can see I played two games that I've downloaded here. One was on Monday 27th, 3 days ago, and I was playing Clockwork here. There I am in both games. And first I'll pull up the match really quick. So we win pretty decisively, 36 minutes. These are the lineups. There's not much to say other than what I'll get into specifically when we start watching the game. I go 20-0, perfect game as Clockwork, and we win. And so then 3 days later, we get to this match right here. I'm playing Clockwork again, only 11-9 this game, and we end up losing. So there's some really specific stuff I want to take a look at, and I want to give just a general overview of all of the games and compare a few things. And there's definitely like a very distinct sort of idea that causes the loss in the second game that just completely isn't there in the first game, and that's why I think we stomp so hard. And that's why I think, I go 20-0 and then I go like 9-11 or whatever. So we'll just wait for this to load up. Here we go. So here are the drafts, right? I'll pause it really quick. So, Sniper ADC, and then I'm top lane with Monkey King, and then Venge support, and Storm middle. And it's a typical pub draft, we're not like trying super hard here. Okay, the announcer just said it's your turn to ban, whatever. So, okay, get me off a directed camera. So, here we are at the start of the game. I don't know if there's much to say about like item builds or anything this game, This is just really standard. I always buy Mango on every hero. And for Clockwork, I don't really build any early stat items. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. So I just grab Stout Shield, good amount of regen, my Mango, and I'm Pool the Ward from our support. So at this point, early in the game, Battery Assault's okay. It gets really good once you hit level 2 and 3, but for right now, I'm feeling really confident. And we have Monkey King. Monkey King is one of the strongest heroes at level 1, if he gets Jingu Mastery, and this guy got Tree Dance. So here I am. I want to do a little bit of contesting of the rune because Storm's here trying to take that one, and I want a rune. And so I'm thinking, all right, I'm level 1. I'm strong enough. Let's get into an altercation. Monkey King jumps over, and they rotate over Shadow Shaman to help contest. And so they still have 3 heroes bottom. 1 hero is still in the fountain, actually. So we're nearing 17 minutes. Monkey King gets cut down. This is all just really dumb, actually. And I also notice that PA, right, it doesn't start with a Stout Shield. And I'm thinking we might be able to do something here. So Monkey King preemptively charges his leap just in time. I get hit a lot, take a good amount of damage, and I want to give him just a little bit of harass. And I realize, right, that we're not going to be able to do anything here. Storm's still gone, so we back off, right? Spirit Breaker charges, doesn't need to charge, and this guy stays way too long. So like I'm pinging, that's me, like get out of there, right? And so in ending up in that altercation, I'm down 200 hit points and he's down 200 hit points. Kind of not so good. I was thinking it could have gone better, but it's fine at this point in the game. So trialing top, right? Shadow Shaman, Spirit Breaker, PA. So our goal in this lane is sap for a good bit until Monkey King hits 2. I hit 2, can pick up Flare or Cogs. And then we might be able to get a kill on like an out of position Shadow Shaman, not so much on the PA. Spirit Breaker is always going to cause a problem. So there's not much to be said about the laning phase here, like in the very early stages. So I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. Because we're just leeching at this point. And they're not doing anything. They're not really pulling or doing anything. I've blocked the camp, actually. I blocked the easy camp. And then he's dewarding that. So they unblock their easy camp and they can start to pull now. And so Monkey King and I still both level 1. PA's level 2, and Spirit Breaker's level 2, and Shadow Shaman's level 2. And I hit level 2, and Monkey King's still sitting really far behind on level 1. And we need Jingu Mastery before anything can be done. So I'll speed it back up again, just for a second here. And you know, I'm just trying to give up a little bit of trying to get some CS and trying to get some denies in. I want to remain competitive, and I don't want to go super passive. So Monkey King backs off and grabs the Bounty Rune. And at this point, right, Shadow Shaman's bottom, and Spirit Breaker's bottom, and she's alone up here. And so he goes to gank middle. And he doesn't even get Jingu Mastery, he gets Boundless Strike. So I'm stuck here alone against PA, and I'm not too keen on going in, just because there's going to be creeps in the way, and I'm just not going to get anything done. And I can do that, I can deny her. Look at that, 2 denies, doing really well for myself right now. Preventing her from getting much of anything, really. And that's really what should be done. So I'll speed it up just a little bit further. I'm just sitting here trying to CS under tower. Monkey King's fucking around at middle. And Puck, their Puck was pretty bad. You see, he just uses his escape aggressively. It gets him first blood, costs him his life. No need for him to die there. So here we are, just CSing away. Really nothing's happening. I'm just trying to not let her get free farm. That's the whole goal of me right now. They're not contesting me. I'm not a hard carry, and she is. I'm going to get as much as I can, but focus on getting her nothing. Speed up a little bit further. You know, creeps go under tower. I can't do much. I go around and I hunt for Shadow Shaman or something. Check the rune. Rune spawns, but I want to fight this guy. So Monkey King comes in, gets the Jingu Mastery, Boundless Strike. That's an easy kill on the out of position Spirit Breaker. I grab the rune, pop my clarity. Doing fine. So here I actually misleveled. This was a huge just annoyance for me because my gut always, whenever I see the level up symbol above Battery Assault, I always click it. And then when it's not there, then I think, oh, well, let me decide between my other 2 skills. And I accidentally level Rocket Flare. And so that means I don't get Cogs. And I don't get it again. I don't think I managed to get it at 5. So I'm thinking I was going to get gone on, so I popped my Battery Assault dumbly. Things are happening elsewhere, but I just want to focus on my gameplay and then reveal sort of what's happening around it. So I'm going to speed this up a lot, because nothing's happening. I get a bottle, I fight some people, I grab some runes. Lots of things happen. I get caught out of position here, and they whiff everything. Monkey King comes in, picks up a kill. I bottle up, and I'm like, we can do more. Clobber him. Yeah, I gotta admit he was, oh wow, we really got juked there. Oh well. So, back to me, you know, it's still 7 minutes in, nothing's really happening, I've got no items. Here we are, having the dance. I get an assist with the flare, I shoot bottom. All good times in the hood, for right now. Except when I get crit by a random dagger that she throws out.
Dire's middle tower is under an extraordinary amount of stress. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So let's take a moment right now.
I don't mean to be
And PA's, whoopsies, that, wow. PA's not that got any items. I wonder, is that her? Yes, it is her CS. So PA is sitting at 50 CS. And wow, our sniper only has 43. Okay. I was thinking that was going to be a major point, was the fact that like I was standing up here contesting her, but I guess not, because she's got, you know, probably the highest CS in the game. Yeah. Which is just interesting, because I've been, you know, trying my hardest not to give her any breathing room. And obviously she's died twice now, maybe 3 times. Wait, was that really only her first death? Well, she's been sent back many times, I remember, because Monkey King and I missed that kill. So she's got Treads now, and an Aquila. And I've just got Phase Bottle working on my Blade Mail. So she's actually just doing the best in the game for herself right now. Other than Monkey King. Monkey King is interesting because he doesn't have any CS whatsoever. But he's just picked up quite a few amount of kills. So again, Puck uses his escape aggressively. But then they get really good TP rotations. I TP in. And I want to save the situation. Run in. Puck's my target. Take out Puck. There we go. Still got my battery assault duration up. I see this. He goes down. Venge is confused. Venge doesn't know what to do. We back off. So, a 2 for 2, but notice that I'm getting both of those kills, and then we're leaving PA to farm solo. And Sniper to farm solo, too. So, hit up the shrine. We'll fast forward a bit. Because right here, I mean, this guy, no idea what he's doing. Watch this play, though. Watch. Cancel the TP. Gets killed. Really good. That was pretty impressive. You know, when you can't get down there to block the stun with battery assault, hooks on cooldown. There's a little lip there. Use the pushback from the cogs. So Storm gets dove, and I completely whiff a hook. Thread the needle a little bit. And I've picked up, in this time, I picked up my robe and my chainmail. I'm very nearly to my blade mail, which I go for as my first core item. And then I'll stop it again here and look at net worth. So at this point, Sniper's got the highest, followed by PA free farming and Puck with lots of kills. Then 3 of our team, and then just sort of the rest. Almost there's an 1,000 GPM gap between the people who have the money and the people who don't. And then there's Shadow Shaman on just absolutely nothing, and he goes down there. So I missed a fight while I was talking about whatever garbage that was. So I'll try and look at that again. So pretty sure this starts off. I'm trying to chase Spirit Breaker, nothing comes of it. There's some nice little CS to be had here. And I back off. I want runes, but none of them spawn. And I'm like, I'm gonna go contest their rune, go hunt in their jungle. Eventually I make my way over there. And I missed it again. Just an amateur. So I'm at middle. And Monkey King sees Shadow Shaman and decides to go for him. Gets charged. I flare over. Hook comes off cooldown right then, and I miss it immediately. But this is a good looking fight for us, so I come in. We take down PA. Move over. Take out Shadow Shaman. And meanwhile, on the map, Puck goes down. Storm Spirits chasing after Mr. Spirit Breaker. And takes him out. So we have a better early game team, and we make advantage of it. And that's a very common thing throughout the 2 games that I'm analyzing. And in the second game, we did a lot of that right there. The early game, like, we have good team communication, and we fight together, and we win fights because we've got a better early game lineup. So I'm going to go ahead and skip a good chunk of what's going on, because, you know, there's a few picks happen, a few fights and whatnot, you know, and a bunch of just standoffs. It's really not important to the point I'm trying to talk about. So we have a fight here. I'm not there. Hook's on cooldown. I steal a kill with my flare. Sniper's dying. I don't want him to, so I come over. Get that kill for a double kill. Sniper gets charged. I'm trying to come back. Sniper gets hopped away. Steal that. Get a triple kill. And this whole time, that's me, the off lane, right up there in the net worth graph. And this is important, because now look at the situation. We've taken our early game fights, and we've turned it into huge net worth on all 4 of these members of the team with our solo support way down there, but their Spirit Breaker below our support and their support way below. There's obviously a gap here, a disconnect, but just in the terms of pure rankings, our team at the high net worth on everyone, and there's some high net worth and then some really low net worth. So at this point, we've turned our early game domination into just consistently farming and getting more money, and they're not really trying anything here. They're not aggressing. They're just trying to farm up their cores because they have the better late game. And it's our whole thing is just picking off people left and right when we can. I get another pick here. It's fine. I think an interesting interaction here. So he charges straight through the cogs and rams me, but then gets trapped in the cogs just to go down. Really bizarre. Clockwork's cogs have been really inconsistent with the Spirit Breaker charge, and in the second game, I'll show you an example where the Timber Saw Timber Chain just does not interact with cogs at all. So my next item I pick up is a Force Staff. It's really good. Hook in, cogs, force out. Wonderful for Clockwork. You know, and we go to kills and deaths here. I'm 8-0. I haven't died yet. I've just been solely working around the map and trying to get picks. Focusing on being there for team fights and pushing out lanes with my flare. And we never lose a tower to just dumb creep waves that we aren't there to contest. So I'll do a big amount of fast forwarding here because it's just, we win fights, I'm beyond godlike. I just pretty much never stop. If I wanted to watch any of these fights, all I would talk about was, wow, I'm so good, you know, here's me playing the fight really well and not dying and getting a bunch of kills. So, you know, the game's over at this point, right? And I just want to get to the end of the game so we can look at the stats and I can talk about what I think is the most important thing. So I'm still beyond godlike. And lots of chaos, lots of fighting. They pretty much are out of the game. And we're just waiting to end it. We end up, I think we end up losing a few members of our team, and it's just annoying. I think Sniper and Venge get picked off. Yep, and then we have to, go back. And the game is really over, and this is just the pubs delaying it, like usual. So we grab Roche, and we're we'll end the game with this. It's fine. I steal it, of course. Because at this point, you know, I'm 18-0. I don't want to lose my Beyond Godlike. I'm like, this is mine. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip to the very end here. I get a bunch more kills and whatever. Hit hooks, and I'm just a god. Here we are, diving their fountain. Man, yeah, right, so I totally stand by. The 0.3 battery assault interval is really wonderful in the late game if you can get to level 25, and that's a huge thing to why I think that teams can be successful, is getting, with the talent reworks, some level 25 talents are just absolutely bonkers. And I think that the minus 0.3 battery assault interval is one of them. So here, I'll go ahead and... Oh, yeah, this is what I wanted to avoid, because now my graphs are gone. I can jump. Okay, good, I can jump back. Is it going to pull up my... It's removed my interface. This is all I wanted to look at. I just wanted to look at stuff, but... You gotta take away my interface. There we go. Now I brought it back. Okay. With all the accompanying visual defects. So, here's my point about the game. Let's jump back to about 20 minutes. And this is where I was talking about our net worth. I think that compare this net worth to the next game that I'm going to show, and the fact that all of us are consistent in our net worth is preventing just preventing their team from making any moves whatsoever. And I can prove it. I obviously can't, like, I can't say what they're thinking right now. I can't say how they feel. But I can show you how I felt in this match, the one where we lose. The enemy team in this match kept every single player at a relatively solid net worth comparative to each other. Okay. And so I'll skip to 20 minutes in this match. And as far as the early game goes, so we're down in kills, but we've won the fights that we've taken as a 5-man unit have all been won. And in the early game, I was doing much of the same thing against their Spectre, just preventing her farm as best as I could as the solo offlaner, doing whatever was in my power. So let's look at the net worth. So in this one, our team is a little bit, like, it's a little imperfect at this point because I'm an outlier here. So our mid laner, who's been farming spectacularly to the top of the scoreboard, or at the net worth board, and then me, who's just been playing really well, and then our carry. But then you can look here at, so they've got 4 people within competitive range of money, and we've got our Slardar and our Disruptor at the sort of tank and net worth position. And as soon as we get to around like 40 minutes, a little bit further, 31 minutes, like we can see that Leshrak's almost caught up to me, and the gap has just been widening. And, you know, Disruptor's been making a little bit of a comeback, but Slardar still at the absolute just depths. Let's look at the items, and then we'll look at a fight. The items here are chiefly important. The chief thing that makes us lose this game is the items on the enemy team. Mirana, 4-staff. She's got a 4-staff. Timbersaw. He's got Octarine Bloodstone. His next item, it's a Eul's. Leshrak, Eul's. Next item, Bloodstone. Outworld, Hurricane Pike, and a BKB. All of these really defensive and just overall high net worth items make it so when we take a fight, I'll try and quickly pick out one when we do take a fight. Right here. I'll jump back to that. Right here. This is a big fight that goes down. So at this point, right, Leshrak has his Eul's. He immediately takes our Medusa out of the fight, and our Disruptor gets down to no health. And I go in and try and finish off Mirana and fight Timbersaw. And Mirana escapes with her leaps and her 4-staff. And the OD is BKB'd and can't fight. And so our Medusa had to back off. Okay, so we win this fight, it looks like. I want to find a fight where we lose so it can be better explained. I didn't want to come into this prepared with a bunch of timestamps and nonsense. I think I might have missed a suitable fight. I think around here, maybe not quite missed it. Oh, thanks, Dota. I really wanted to be kicked out of that. The replay system doesn't really seem too good. I suppose this would be something I would edit out. So let's find a fight where we lose because of the fact that the net worth graph looks the way it does. And the fact that we have enemies on the other team with good items. This is funny because let's look at, I'm not the one to be this guy, but this was just a little funny. So Mirana pops Moonlight Shadow, and I want to see if it comes up because I immediately ping it. I immediately ping before she fades, right? I ping, you know, Mirana affected by Moonlight Shadow. Okay, it doesn't say I do it, or maybe I'd have to have myself selected. Can I do? Ooh, maybe I can do player perspective. Player perspective of me. So here's what's happening. I'm sticking with my team. right? Mirana shows up on our ward. I'm like, what the heck's going on down here? Moonlight Shadow immediately pinged out. And what does Slardar do? He goes, I can stick on my player perspective. I'm like, wait, Slardar, no. Right into the enemy team. Just a little thing. I'm sorry, off topic. Find a fight where we lose because of our items. Yeah, this is so heartbreaking. Here we are, they're down 2 men, we're in their base, and we completely get our asses kicked. I need to find the last good fight of the game. Wait, was that it? No. Sure. I've skipped what I'm looking for. Here we go. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Oh yes, this fight is just an absolute heartbreaker. So, Sven and Slardar detect OD bottom. Slardar's invis, perfect opportunity for a crush. He attacks and gets the first bash, followed up with a crush. Sven moms before ulting and stunning, gets hit by the arrow and goes down. So we're all coming in, and Deuce's got her new butterfly. She's ready to fight. So we say, okay, we'll take this fight. Deuce goes in, moms without popping her ult, and Slardar very nearly goes down. I'm focused. This OD is my nemesis. He has to go down. He pops the BKB. I realize what's happened to Slardar. And now they're all invisible, and we've got no detection. And so I believe I go back in here to try and bail her out. Okay. Again, just a bad example of a fight. But the Euls, here we go. The Euls, the BKB out of OD, the invis, and the protective items, and just the pure net worth. Look at the 3 of these guys at the bottom. Mirana's generally been useless in all of these fights. That arrow was maybe okay against the Sven, preventing him from BKB. But just the fact that, even me to a small extent, because of just I'm better against the smaller net worth foes, we don't have the items and we don't have the defensive items to make these fights possible. And with the Euls on Leshrac and his Bloodstone and his just damage output, and the Euls on Timbersaw, all these defensive items means that we never stand a chance in these fights, just like our team never stood a chance in those fights, or the other team rather, in the game where I was 20-0. Because of the fact that they had them tanking in the net worth, and because of the fact that they didn't have the defensive items, I was able to walk all over them, and they weren't able to do anything. And that's really, I think, the crux. Because if we look at the ranks, these are all in the game we win either uncalibrated or Legend 2 players. And in this game, we've got Legend 2 players as well, and we've also got, a Divine. And I really think that these players in this game beat us because they had higher skill. And I think that higher skill is directly reflected in the farm and the net worth graphs. And that I think the number one thing for what I've just seen as my, career as an average Legend player, fighting against people who were 4.5k MMR in the old system in like in-house leagues or in the Battle Cup, it's always that every single member of the team is useful and has items. And in this game, their Leshrac and our Slardar played similar roles. And their Leshrac has items. He's got a Euls, very defensive and very good for him. And he's got a Bloodstone, and he's very tanky, and he's got a Kaya. And our Slardar, who played the exact same role, he's got a Blink Dagger. He can blink and he can land a stun, just like Leshrac and Euls can land a stun, but can't protect himself, other than sprinting away. And he doesn't have very good catch, other than hitting him with a Corrosive Haze and trying to get in range for a crush. And our Disruptor, he played the same role as their Mirana. And their Mirana is invising everyone, and she's force-staffing herself and others away from danger. And all our Disruptor can do is, pop his ult and do whatever. And he's got no defensive item. He doesn't have that Force Staff. He doesn't have a Glimmer. He doesn't have a Eul's. He doesn't have any items. He's super low on the net worth. And so when it comes down to the core v core battle, we're down a core because they got 4 now. Leshrac started as a support and transitioned by getting a good amount of farmer on the map at the same time as every single one of his other cores did. Our core, Slardar, didn't do that. He gave up his farm to me, and to Sven, and to Medusa, and let himself be a sort of a drain on the team. We had 3 cores to their 4, and even at this point, I'm hardly a core really. I don't have my battery assault interval. I'm just relying on hitting good hooks and going for squishy, low net worth players, but they don't have any of those. All of them are really strong, and the Eul's is so good against Clockwork. And I can't even go after Mirana. I could pick on the little guy, but he's got 3 leaps and a Force Staff. I'm out of there. 2 cores. Sven and Dusa versus 4. So that's about all I had. Closing remarks. I think that the number one thing, absolutely, that a player around the legend level who's familiar with the mechanics and the heroes and familiar with the game, watched some professional play, generally knows how to win, is farm. Farm and net worth are the number one thing that, in this game, the losing team lacked. And it wasn't on account of, these aren't very high-level players, these aren't 6, 7k players, these aren't divines. They aren't lacking farm because the other team systematically, pushed them out of the map with aggressive plays across the river. It was both teams biding their time, maybe going for just rigid objective pushes like tier 2 towers or Roche. Both teams left to their own devices. One team farms and gets money on all their characters, and the other team doesn't. And the other team that doesn't loses. Not because they're worse players, not because they got outplayed, but just because of the fact that they weren't farming enough. So that's all for now, guys. This was my first real attempt at a gameplay analysis and a replay analysis of my own play. I actually had a little bit of fun making it. I definitely am looking. If you have any criticisms, comments, let me know. I might do this again. If not, I'll always be around. You can check out my Twitch, twitch.tv/hotatbest. It'll be in the description down below. I really appreciate anyone that has tuned in or will tune in. Both of these games were streamed, and you can get my live reactions, live thoughts, live updates. It's cool stuff. Leave a comment if you think I need to do anything else, or if you want me to do anything. I'm an open book.